Hi guys, this is a really steady floor workout that you can do for injury prevention and accessory exercises just to help with your upper body, especially your shoulders. All you'll need is a band for some of the exercises. It's something that you can do on a rest day. It's something you can do whilst watching TV. It's a really steady. Some of it's quite hard, it burns a little bit, but it's not something that you need to take a massive chunk of time out to do. You can do it at home on the carpet. Okay, so we're going to start with our band. Now you can actually do this standing up or sitting down, it's up to you. I'm going to do it like this just because I want to stretch my quads out at the same time. So all you're going to do is hold the band in front of you so it's not slack like that, so there's a bit of tension. You're going to pull it apart 20 times. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. So just keep going. All you're going to do is pinch your shoulder blades together at the back. So rather than thinking about pulling it apart, think about pinching your shoulder blades together at the back. Now you're going to do 20 reps. I can't count and type and talk at the same time. So I'm going to do what I think is roughly 20 reps. Do another 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you can see that I've got my hands in an overhand grip. Make sure your hands stay in that position all the way through. What we're now going to do is the same thing but an underhand grip. Exactly the same, bit of tension on there, and then pull it apart with your shoulder blades together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10, I can feel it burning like mad. Pinching my shoulder blades together. Oh, really feel that one. So all you're trying to do is work on the smaller muscles around your shoulders and your upper back, your traps. The ones that we don't necessarily hit when we're doing the big exercises like push press or military press or Arnold press. All the little supporting muscles that we want to make sure are firing and are strong, so that they won't necessarily make us look any better, but they'll help us to lift more weights and stay injury free, which obviously will help us to look better. So the next one we're going to do is just a lying shoulder stretch. So you're going to lie on the floor, you're going to put your arm across you like that, and you're just going to sit into your shoulder, just lie into your shoulder like this. Just be careful with this one, don't go too far. So you should feel like a mild tension, but it shouldn't be painful, it should be quite nice. So just find a position that you can feel stretching out your shoulder there. And all you're going to do is just hold it for about a minute on each side. So this is really good. You've got some music on. If you're watching TV, you can just hold it like this. You know, sometimes like 3, 4, 5 minutes can pass on each exercise. That's fine. You know, you can't do really too much of these. A physio for rehab would normally give you something to do 3 times a day. So this whole routine, if you were doing it for a physio kind of rehab thing, 3 times a day, so you can't do it too much really. So as I can feel this stretch now, I'm just going a little bit deeper with it. I've got used to the initial feeling that my shoulder's going to come out of its socket. So I'm trying to get a little bit of a deeper stretch now. In terms of your breathing throughout this whole process, it's up to you. You can control it. Some people like to do really deep breaths and use it as kind of a meditation thing. I don't tend to do that. I tend to control my breathing. Some of these are quite hard and you can end up holding your breath, which makes it hard to hold the position. So I just tend to breathe, make sure I'm breathing properly all the way through. Okay, same again, other side. Now, this is a strange one. It's harder to get in to the position on this side for me. That's it. It seems a completely different position. I'm almost getting cramp in my pec, in my chest muscle. Having said that, this is where if I get any problems, I get it in this left shoulder there. If I'm doing toes to bar or any kind of muscle ups or gymnastics work on the bar, I get a bit of a niggle there. So this is probably the one that needs it. It's getting my pec a little bit on that one. So I'm just going to change the position. Sometimes you change it by a centimetre or so and you get a better stretch. Okay, so next we're going to do partly shoulder, partly chest. So same principle, but you're going to put your hand in that position there, so it's almost 90 degrees, just past 90 degrees. So this is the side that you're going to be working. All you're going to do is just push into it there, and you'll feel it stretching from your shoulder and into your chest muscle at your pec. So this hand is just for support. You can put it there if you want. I find I can push the other side a bit more. So again, you don't want any pain, you just want some mild tension, bit of a stretch. If you want to stretch it more, you can push towards it and keep your chest pushed to the floor. And where you put your head through these determines, it's determined by the actual stretch. So this one, I like to put my head down and kind of rest while I'm doing it, but with this one, I've got to keep my head up to get that stretch, so that's why I'm using this arm to support me. Okay, I will move to the other side. I'm just going to stretch that shoulder out. So same again, but we're doing this side. You can see the angle there. My elbow's pointing up into the ceiling. And you can see my shoulder blade there. Not my shoulder blade, my delt. I'm really pressing down into the floor with it. Okay, so just take a little bit of a few seconds just to loosen everything up. Wrists as well from pressing into the floor. Okay, next one. What you're going to do is sit back on your knees like this, stretch out as much as you can, and try and get your head to the floor. So you want to be pulling back so that it gets your lats and also your shoulders as well. Lift your head up and just go to each side like that. And stretch all down your side, down your lat muscles. Okay, next one, wrists. Most people have issues with their wrists on the front squat. So we're going to make sure you've got decent wrist mobility, because obviously if you've got a barbell on there at that position, you need to be comfortable. I'm absolutely fine with it because I've done it for years. So it's really common when you first start doing front squats or cleans for you to have wrist issues. So what you're going to do, hands on the floor like this, and just lean forward, keeping your hands flat on the floor. Go forward as far as you're comfortable with. And what you'll find is if you hold it for 30 seconds, that will start to become more comfortable and you can get a little bit further forward. It's a bit like going into some cold water. It feels freezing at the start, then you adjust to it and you can go a little bit deeper in. So it's the same thing. Now you can hold this one for as long as you want. A couple of minutes, 30 seconds, up to you. so just stretch those back out again. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, but the other way now. So you're going to put your hands that way, then lean backwards. Before we're leaning forwards, but because we've got our hands the other way, we're leaning backwards this time. Again, you can stretch a little bit at the start, but once you get used to it, you can go a little bit further. Again, I'm remembering to breathe. I'm not deliberately doing 8 seconds in, 8 seconds out, or whatever. You can do whatever you want with your breathing. I just make sure that I'm in control. I'm not holding my breath. I'm breathing when I feel like I need to breathe. Stretching back out the other way. A few circles. Okay, next one, you're going to need your band again. So what we're going to do is some shoulder rotations. First we're going to go that way, then we're going to go the other way. Okay, what we're going to do now is take the band and anchor it here so that there's a little bit of stretch there, not too much. You don't want it slack there. You're also going to anchor your elbow into your hip so that when you pull out like this, you're not doing that with your arm. So we're going to do 15 reps. I'm going to anchor that there. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15. And what you want is to find the right amount of stretch. That's just about right for me. Is that there? It's too slack there. If you do it there, it's a little bit too hard. So just play with the amount of stretch that's in the band all the time. Keep your elbow pressed into your hip. Try and get a nice stretch on the way out there so that it gets to your shoulder there. It should be getting the rear of your shoulder, your rear delt. We'll go all the way to 15. I reckon I've done about 9 now. Nice and slowly. On the way back down, you don't just want to flip it back down. Same as lifting weights, nice and controlled on the way back. Okay, we're going to swap round to the other arm now. So I'm going to anchor it there. Elbow into hip. And pull it out like that. So all the time you keep going, all the way to 15, keep that pinned in, and when you pull it back there, you should be getting your rear delt. Nice and controlled. It should burn, it shouldn't be too hard, it should just be a burning sensation, it's just dead light. Okay, so we've done this way now, we've rotated that way. What we need to do now is rotate inwards with the resistance coming from the opposite direction. So with this one, you're going to need to anchor it round something. You can either do it on a door handle, or trap it somewhere, or wrap it round something, or get someone to hold it for you. What I'm going to do is just loop it round the uprights in the studio, so that it's like this, and then just find the right amount of stretch. You can either move this way to make more stretch, or you can wrap it round a little bit, or hold it just a bit further down. So all I'm going to do this time, again, same thing, elbow pinned in, but I'm going to pull it towards me so that resistance is coming this way and that the negative, the eccentric portion, is coming back out. It's the opposite way. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, you're going to go all the way to 15. Okay, so we need to do the same thing. You can either face away. If I left it on that one, I could just do the other arm like that. Because I want to be facing the camera with you guys, I'm going to wrap it round the other upright. Okay, same again. Okay, so there you go. That's about a 15-minute upper body rehab, pre-hab, injury prevention. Nice little thing that you can do at home. Doesn't take that much effort. You can do it on the floor. You can do it whilst watching TV. You can talk while you're doing it. It's a really good little thing to do on a rest day or a day where you fancy being active but not doing anything too strenuous. Enjoy, guys. Hope that helps.